Welcome! Today we're going to create a delicious chocolate treat right in your own kitchen. Whether you're a seasoned cook or just getting started, making chocolate at home is a fun and rewarding experience. Let's dive into the ingredients and get started on making your own delectable chocolate. For this delicious treat, you'll need 1 cup of cocoa butter. Cocoa butter gives the chocolate a smooth texture. Next, you'll need half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. This adds rich chocolate flavor. To sweeten, use half a cup of powdered sugar. Make sure it's sifted to avoid lumps. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract for a lovely hint of vanilla. And don't forget a pinch of salt to enhance the flavors. Optional add-ins can include chopped nuts, dried fruit, or a sprinkle of sea salt. Gather these ingredients, and you're ready to start creating your homemade chocolate. Let's start by preparing our workspace. Make sure all your tools and ingredients are ready and clean. This is crucial because cocoa butter can be very sensitive to water, and any moisture can cause issues. Ensure your bowl, spatula, and molds are completely dry. If you're using a double boiler, set it up by placing a heat-proof bowl over a saucepan filled with simmering water. This setup helps melt the cocoa butter gently without direct heat. If you don't have a double boiler, you can use a heat-proof bowl over a pot of simmering water. Just make sure the bottom of the bowl doesn't touch the water. Ready? Let's move on to melting the cocoa butter. Now it's time to melt the cocoa butter. Place your cocoa butter into the heat-proof bowl. Turn the heat to low to avoid overheating. Stir the cocoa butter frequently as it melts to ensure it heats evenly and doesn't burn. It should be fully melted and clear. This process usually takes around 5 to 7 minutes. If you're using a double boiler, make sure the water is just simmering and not boiling vigorously, as this could affect the cocoa butter. Once it's melted, remove the bowl from the heat. We're now ready to combine the ingredients. With the cocoa butter melted, we'll now combine our dry ingredients. Sift half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder and half a cup of powdered sugar into a bowl. Sifting helps remove lumps and ensures a smooth chocolate texture. Gradually add the sifted cocoa powder and sugar into the melted cocoa butter. Stir continuously to combine everything thoroughly. You want to ensure there are no lumps and the mixture is smooth. This step is important because it affects the final texture of your chocolate. Keep stirring until the mixture is completely smooth and glossy. Next, we'll add flavorings. Let's add some flavor to our chocolate. Stir in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This will give your chocolate a wonderful vanilla undertone. Along with the vanilla, add a pinch of salt to enhance all the flavors. If you're including any optional add-ins like chopped nuts, dried fruit, or a sprinkle of sea salt, now's the time to fold them into the mixture. Gently mix these ingredients into the chocolate until evenly distributed. The flavorings should be well incorporated without disrupting the smooth texture of the chocolate. Once mixed, it's time to pour the chocolate into molds. Pour the chocolate mixture into your molds. If you're using a baking sheet, spread the chocolate evenly and smooth the top with a spatula. For molds, simply pour and tap the molds gently on the counter to release any air bubbles and to ensure an even surface. Place your molds or baking sheet in a cool, dry place. If you want to speed up the process, you can refrigerate them. Let the chocolate set for about 20 to 30 minutes. You'll know it's set when it's firm to the touch. After setting, it's time to remove the chocolate from the molds or break it into pieces. Finally, store your homemade chocolate. Place it in an airtight container to keep it fresh. You can keep it at room temperature if it's not too warm, or in the refrigerator if you prefer. Chocolate stored in the fridge might develop a slightly dull appearance, but will still taste great. If you're using any decorative toppings or adding extra flavorings, make sure they're applied before the chocolate sets completely. And lastly, here are some helpful tips for perfecting your homemade chocolate. First, let's talk about tempering. Tempering chocolate gives it a beautiful shiny finish and a crisp snap. To temper, heat the chocolate to about 115 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius. Then, Cool it down to around 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 27 degrees Celsius. And finally, reheat it to 88 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 31 to 32 degrees Celsius. This process helps stabilize the cocoa butter crystals and improves the texture and appearance of your chocolate. Next, don't be afraid to experiment with flavors. You can add spices like cinnamon or chili powder for a kick, or mix in extracts such as almond or orange for a unique twist. Citrus zest such as lemon or orange can also brighten up the flavor. Just be sure to add these ingredients gradually and taste as you go to get the flavor just right. Finally, avoid getting any water into your chocolate. Even a small amount of moisture can cause the chocolate to seize and become lumpy. Make sure all your tools and bowls are completely dry before starting. With these tips, you'll be able to make chocolate that not only tastes amazing, but also looks and feels professionally made. Enjoy your homemade chocolate!